On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, an armistice was declared between the Allied nations and Germany in the First World War. On November 11th of the following year, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed Armistice Day, remembering the heroism and sacrifice of those who have served. November 11th became a legal federal holiday in the United States in 1938. In the aftermath of World War II and the Korean War, Armistice Day became Veterans Day, a holiday dedicated to American veterans of all wars. President Wilson proclaimed that day should be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for victory. Since 1775, 48 million of Americans have served in the armed services. Men and women have served and sacrificed their lives defending the Constitution of the United States. Today, we continue to honor those that have served by celebrating Veterans Day.
Little pig, let us in! It's a police! Move!
The third little pig is now being taken into custody, so the spotlight is once again shone on the grey area of homeowners' rights to protect their properties.
This isn't right. The three little pigs are the victims.
Threw down 2 houses. We got what you deserve.
But the pigs went too far.
You have every right to defend your property.
Kick the chinny chin chins up, fellas.
Boiling someone alive hardly constitutes reasonable
Somebody is
force.
going to break the law and intrude on
You can't protect yourself in your own home.
A man's home is his castle.
If someone tried to blow my house down, I'd do the same.
I knew the wolf. There's no way he could have blown down those houses. He had asthma.
But the wolf had asthma. So what's the truth about the pigs' houses being blown down? Inside job.
There's no reason why those 2 houses, one made from straw, the other from wood, should have collapsed. Not even a healthy wolf's huff and puff could bring them down.
The 3 little pigs have confessed to conspiring to commit insurance fraud, framing the wolf in an attempt to cover their tracks. Their motive was financial, as they struggled to keep up with their mortgage repayments.
Guilty. I can empathise with the pigs.
I'm behind on my payments too.
How could this have happened?
I've lost everything.
We are leading a comprehensive international campaign to crush ISIS' claim of invincibility.
Keep working at it, more and more.
To deny ISIS a geographic haven from which to hatch murder, eliminate ISIS' ability to operate externally, and eradicate their ability to recruit and finance terrorist operations. Thanks to the spirit of dozens of nations committed to this fight, thanks to the nations whose troops have gone toe-to-toe with this terrorist group, we have retaken over 55% of ISIS territory there in the core. Over 4 million people have been liberated, and not 1 inch of territory seized from ISIS has been recaptured.
Today, our young men and women in uniform are recognized as being part of that same fraternity as those that fought at the Battle of the Bulge, hunted the enemy in the Chu Chai tunnels in Vietnam, parachuted into remote areas Kandahar, Afghanistan, beat incredible odds in the streets of Fallujah, and currently free those oppressed by the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq. Since the beginning of Operation Enduring Inherent Resolve, the U.S. has entered into a 4th generation of warfare, otherwise referred to as the Gray Zone War. which involves nation-states working by, with, and through terrorist and criminal networks that are capable of taking advantage of and hiding within the very societies they seek to destroy. Our adversaries receive financing through legitimate and illegitimate businesses and charities that are all tied together by near invisible links. They do not seek to defeat our forces head-on, but instead directly attack the minds of the American people and attempt to destroy our political world. However, these groups are not invincible, they have vulnerabilities. In this gray zone, the tools of intelligence, influence, and information are more important than the traditional kinetic weapons used in past conflicts. Today's soldier is faced with the most complicated battlefield and operating environment in the history of warfare, an asymmetrical four-block war. They'll be engaged in brutal, close combat on one block, protect children as they attend school on the next block, restore water and power on the third, and on the fourth block, in cyberspace, countering the propaganda of what is real versus fake, doing all this simultaneously. Today's soldier will often find themselves as part mayor, police chief, and arbitrator of disagreements among ethnicities and tribes as varied as our own 50 states. Soldiers on a daily basis make life or death decisions with only the time it takes to blink one's eyes to process, decide, and take action. A decision that a soldier makes under distress, with little time for reflection or thought, may quite literally impact the actions of the policymakers in our nation's capital. The best and the brightest are not necessarily on a campus or in the corporate boardroom right now. The best and the brightest are the men and women currently serving in the U.S. military. Today's service member holds more responsibility and will do more in the next few years than most people will do in an entire lifetime. And it is because of this they will know some of life's hard truths and some of its purest devotions. They know many of life's truths about what is going on in Ukraine, Syria, Niger, and many other places. Today's service members see the smiles of Iraqis in Mosul being liberated from the tyranny of ISIS, or sub-Saharan children receiving 21st century medical care, or going to school for the first time in their lives. When policymakers finish talking, debate has ceased. When negotiations have failed and orders are given, it becomes the mission of those in uniform to execute national policy for that last mile. They are the substance behind any policy undertaken by this country deemed important enough to send soldiers into harm's way. Absolutely proof positive that the United States means business when their boots hit the ground. What makes these modern veterans different? They have seen the enemy up close, as they know that these endeavors were deadly serious. They have humped the steep mountains of Afghanistan with a 120-pound rucksack on their back, grasping for breath in the thin air in pursuit of the enemy, quadricep muscles screaming, back aching, sleep and rest not forthcoming. They chased the enemies through the streets of Mosul, reacted to IDDs, and fought the enemy from less than 10 feet away. And in the gray zone conflicts, they spend sleepless hours in cyberspace, countering the 90,000 social media posts per day by violent extremists and state actors promoting death to Western civilization. What makes most veterans stand out from the regular population? It is their resiliency and ability to overcome these challenges. As the great Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. To a veteran like myself, and as quoted by former Navy SEAL Jocko Willem, when things are going bad, there is always going to be some good that is going to come from it. Didn't get the job or promotion you wanted? Good. You can get more experience to build a better resume. Oh, our program got canceled? Good. We can focus on the other ones that the company needs our help on. Didn't get that new high-tech equipment we wanted? Good. We can keep it simple. Didn't get funded? Good. More time to perfect your idea. Got injured? Good. Needed a break from training anyway. Failed a test or an exam? Good. It is better to fail in training than to fail out in the real world. Lost a proposal? Good. You learned what to do next time. Unexpected problems? Good. We now have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all sad, depressed, don't get startled, don't get frustrated. Look at the issue and just say good. If you can even say the word good, it means one thing, that you are still alive. It means that you are still breathing. If you are still breathing, you still got some fight in you. So take that issue, take that problem, and make it something good. It'll bring that attitude to your team too as you move forward. Most veterans try not to consider a problem or a setback to be bad. Even if the situation appears negative, always find the good from it. Learn from the mistakes, reevaluate the situation, and go after that next goal. Always focus on the positive, focus on the good, and stay disciplined. Speaking of discipline, becoming a member of the military is always a big decision, but to do so at a time of war speaks well of a person who could have easily opted out for a safer reason. These soldiers are special for many reasons, but the fact that they stood up and said, "Send me" at a time of war speaks much to their character. The reasons for joining are often varied and often deeply personal, but what makes them truly the best and brightest that we have in this country. Today's soldiers have kept and continue to keep a large portion of this world free. The blood and sacrifice of the American soldier is an undisputable part of that world equation. We remain the beacon of hope for many, and God willing, continue to be. Finally, for all those that have loved ones overseas, never stop working. Write and call them often. Never panic, because once you do, we have lost. And remember that today's soldiers are this country's 21st century Spartans. America is relying on them to protect our national wall of defense. The threats to freedom do not sleep. The threats to freedom know no boundaries, neither do the protectors of freedom. Defend what is best and confront those who seek to oppress.